In this video, we're going to work on our next screen, so let's get to it. Let's take a look at a mockup. Okay, so here's what we're going to try to build. I want to build 3 separate sections inside of one screen. Each individual section is going to show a little picture on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side will be a single word to describe the picture. So for example, the first one might show a picture of a forest, and we'll show the text forest on the right, then a beach, and a picture of a mountain and the text mountain. Now this might seem like a very simple application, but I want to demonstrate a very critical thing to understand about React. You see, when we start to build this thing out, there's a couple of different ways we could do it. The first easy way that you might think of would be to create a new screen, which we've done several times now, and inside there, just throw all the JSX required to repeat those 3 elements 3 times. So we would end up with like 3 very similar looking blocks of JSX inside of this new screen component. Alternatively, to save a little bit of code and save ourselves a little bit of effort, we could instead create a separate component and then show that component 3 times on the single screen. Each time we show that component, we could pass in some configuration options or props to customize how that component gets displayed. So in other words, we might create one new component called image screen, and then separately, we might create a new component called image detail. This image detail thing would be responsible for showing one of these individual cards that has an image and some text next to it. Now each of these image detail components would probably need to show a different image and some different piece of text. So we could customize how these different components are displayed by passing them some props from the image screen down to the image detail. So let's give this a shot. Along the way, you're going to learn a lot around making reusable components and passing down props to customize how they work. All right, so I'll flip back over to my code editor. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new file inside my screens directory, and I'm going to call this imagescreen.js. Then inside of here, we'll put together a little bit of boilerplate. So I'll say import React from React. I'll import view, text, and style sheet from React Native. I'll do a const image screen. And for right now, inside that function, I will return just a little piece of text that says like image screen. After that, I'll create a style sheet. And then finally, we will export default the image screen. Okay, so again, that's a little bit of boilerplate that we're going to get very used to writing out, as we're going to essentially write that out for every single component we ever create. All right, now remember, if we want this to actually show up on our screen or inside of our application, we need to wire that thing up to our app.js file. So as a little exercise, I would like for you to try to wire up that new screen, this image screen thing right here, to our app.js file. After connecting it to the app.js file, try to display a button to navigate to that new screen from the home screen. So you'll essentially duplicate the current button element that we have right here inside of our home screen and make sure that it navigates over to the new image screen that you have connected to this navigator. As usual, this is 100% optional. If you don't want to do this on your own, no problem, just skip over to the next video. All right, so go ahead and give it a shot, and I'll see you in just a minute.